Very entertaining game one of match two. Il Messagero pulls it out over Paul Mitchell, 30-26. Chris Marlowe back with Paul Sunderland. Il Messagero, some anxious moments when Karch got hurt, but then they kind of raised the level of their play.
Well, and they really survived the change in their lineup well. I thought Gianmarco Venturi served the ball extremely well, and having two setters out there with Fabio Vullo give them exceptional chances to score. Paul Mitchell just didn't block well enough towards the end of the game to get it done.
Not to change the subject, but how much do you make?
Ask my father. He's a fisherman.
Okay, statistically, Il Messagero out killing, and that was a big factor.
Well, Paul Mitchell, though, both teams with a lot of hitting errors. Mike Dodd struggled through a tough game one against Il Messagero, blocking fairly even. But Paul Mitchell, even though they had the lead in blocks, did not get many down the stretch. Most of those came in the first half of the game.
Okay, so the hair conditioning team trailing 1-0, and Fabio Vullo had a great game one. 6 kills, a block, 3 digs, and he can serve the ball. I think that Paul Mitchell must pass a little better, Paul. Adam Johnson, I didn't think passed the ball well at all, and Dodd didn't hit well. Those are two key guys.
I think the keys in this game for them to make a comeback and get into the flow of things, AJ's got to pass perfectly, Adam Johnson, and Mike Dodd eliminate errors. Buck, Duke, and Ludies really did their thing.
Okay, we have a lineup switch for Team Paul Mitchell. Steve Obradovich has gone to the bench after a loss, and Pono Ma'a, the former University of Hawaii star, is in, wearing number 7, and we hope make that number 17, excuse me. Pono Ma'a, tremendous outside hitter from the University of Hawaii.
Vullo back in setting. Venturi sitting down for a while.
And Karch is skying now. He was cut earlier. If you missed it, he was poked as he ran over some chairs. There is a trickle of blood popping through his sock just a bit on his left ankle, but he doesn't seem to be affected by it, at least not right now. Ludies. And Dodd makes a terrible set look even worse. So Paul Mitchell having trouble controlling the pass, and it's Dodd and Johnson that must do that.
Well, and maybe taking a look at a couple of different lineups. These are the same two teams we're going to have in the finals live on Friday night. And Paul Mitchell's coach, John Stevenson, probably looking, if he gets in trouble, what happens when Ricky Ludies is in their setting should something happen.
How hard are these two teams playing right now, knowing that they're going to play each other again Friday night for the championship?
Every player out there is playing very hard. Maybe not the same level of mental preparation going into this match, knowing that they had assured themselves a spot in the finals. Mike Dodd, believe me, is not trying to hit the ball out of bounds.
7 kills for Karch. Dodd is getting a lot of serves. Let's check his kill total. Only 3 kills so far for Dodd. Oh, boy, is he hitting a rocket. Johnson in trouble, but skips it through. AJ having trouble passing the ball, but he got the setback and put it away.
That's a dink that should have come up. He really kind of gave it away early, was in no position to take a good swing at the ball after having passed it a bit off the net.
Mike Dodd had 10 kills the other night for Team Paul Mitchell against Coca-Cola, so Dodd is a key weapon.
Well, in 11 the match before that, so he's been right around double digits both matches prior to this, but having a tough night tonight.
But only 2 games, and we're, you know, start of game 2. Mombelli is in for the Italian squad. Giovanni Mombelli wearing number 4. He played very, very well the other night. There he is, popped into the middle. Through the block, Pono Ma'a's first attempt going high and out as Paul Mitchell tries to regroup. 5-2 is our score. Il Messagero. Oh, spectacular dig by Eric Chielo. Will he get it back? Boy, I thought that was a poor choice when he did it, but Mombelli made it look very, very good.
Well, I've seen some videotapes of Il Messagero from over in the Italian League, and Vullo loves to do this. This is a very predictable set to the left side, and instead he jacks it to the right. The block's not ready, the defense is not ready.
Johnson snaps it off Mombelli. Normally you like to set the player, not sit the player like Steve Obradovich is doing, but set the player who makes the dig. because he's fired up and he's looking for the kill.
No knock on Steve Obradovich. He played
pretty
very, very well in game 1.
And a good shot inside. Coming hard was Gianni Montanari. 3 kills for Montanari. 7-3. Il Messaggero has the lead. And Duke thumps one down. So the Dukester into the action. His 3rd kill.
That's what Duke has to do. Just come hard, get up early, and swing hard. Don't think about what you're trying to do out there. Just play quick and hard.
Well, he can do that if the pass is there, but I don't think Paul Mitchell has passed very well, at least so far. Things could change. Eric Kielo certainly has. Got it. Got it.
Same set to the right side.
Fabulous set and hit. Boy, there's a red set, huh?
Well, maybe this is something that Karch Kirai and Steve Timmons off the pancake by Ponoma'a brought to Claudio Vullo, because he runs left and then sets away, and Timmons is all alone out there.
Eight 4 is our score. Il Messaggero has the lead. Giovanni Mambelli serving and going deep. Another bad pass. Big trouble. Dodd blocked. Dodd blocked. Dodd dug. Il Messaggero. Oh, right there was Johnson trying to terminate. Dodd can't. Timmons. Spinning score.
Fabio Vullo once again going right side, right side. The blockers were there that time. Duke, Buck are right in front of Timmons. Watch Vullo dish this ball back in a hurry. Buck anticipates and is there, gets his hands on it, but just finds the blind spot.
9-4, game 2. Il Messaggero taking it to Paul Mitchell at the moment. And Dodd, who is quite frankly having an awful night right now. He played so well last night, he might be a little tired. And Paul Mitchell will have to regroup. Il Messaggero 10. Paul Mitchell 4 when we return. (30-26), 10-4. Steve Obradovich's squad in big trouble right now. You know that Steve Obradovich has won 5 straight Team Cup championships. He talked to us a little earlier about the pressures of going for number 6.
Yeah, I think the pressure comes from Steve Timmons, because he's won 4 out of the 5, and he wants to win this time with the Italian team, and so my real competition comes from Big Red.
You know, the bravest woman in the world is Linda Obradovich, his wife. She really is. I got to hand it to her. She is fabulous. And so is OB some of the time. Going back to last game, Il Messaggero has outscored Paul Mitchell 15-4. A big run for the team in red. It's been a rout so far. Ludi's. And Duke takes it on the fly. So it has not been a good performance for Paul Mitchell. What can Paul Mitchell do to turn it around?
Well, they've just got to start scoring out of their serve reception, which means they've got to pass the ball better. And they've been very quiet, particularly the last half of game 1 and so far in game 2 blocking the ball. Craig Buck not really gotten into things, and that's not going to help. Missed serve going to cost him a point in the Team Cup scoring system.
Well, you can bet that Il Messaggero, part of the scouting report was to stay away from Buck. Buck got one early, but not able to get one. Well, he's got 2 blocks, but only 2 kills. There he is.
And I don't remember a block in quite a while.
Buck trying to get him involved as Ludi's. And right in the hole of the Paul Mitchell defense. 5 kills for Timmons. And we talked a little about his injured arm. He says it doesn't hurt him that much, but he's really not hitting with high velocity.
Well, I think he's saving the velocity for the finals, and he's been doing a lot of rehab and a lot of weight training on that arm with a long season yet to come. So he knows when to conserve energy and then when to break it out.
Mike Dodd punches one through. And John Stevenson and Gary Sato. Gary Sato, keep in mind, once was the assistant coach on the 1988 Olympic team. So he knows what he's doing over there. He used to sit next to the great one, Marv Dunphy. And so many years.
They would like very much to win this championship, not only for the money and the prestige and everything else, but they want to beat the Italians.
Yes.
And they want to beat Karch and Steve, who've come over with such a big rep from the European professional leagues.
Scribbling furiously. Once again, these two teams, there will be a rematch Friday night. And Pono Ma'a is blocked. Timmons and Vulo in on it with the assist from Karch.
Pono Ma'a getting some early action here. And look at Vulo. He can set, he can hit outside, and now he shows us that he can middle block.
Dodd coming around the horn, and Dodd getting loose now. Couple quick kills for MD. 5. 15-7, a huge lead in point-per-play scoring.
Nice pass.
Great fake by Vulo.
That's a very sophisticated play. That's like the crossover dribble, the spin move to perfection. Jump, and now watch here. Fakes the dump, takes Craig Buck out of the play, creates the opportunity for his hitter.
Beautiful. Our producer tonight is Alan Winter, our director Doug Freeman. Hope you're enjoying Team Cup volleyball. Oh, it hit too.
Tag, you're it. That's like dodgeball. My 8-year-old just started 3rd grade today, and I'm sure she played dodgeball at recess. And Tom Duke, you're out.
Well, he's trying to get out of the way. Usually that guy has one responsibility, just to call it in or out and not get hit by the ball. Johnson. Timmons sprawling, and play continues.
The pass isn't close enough to the net.
And Johnson wails it out of bounds, but I think we're going to have a net call. We do. Timbo playing a little defense.
Well, scrambling hard, and he wants to make, you know, show his Italian coaches that he's out here working hard, been doing his thing in the offseason, played very well on the beach this summer with Scott Akatubby before the shoulder flared up.
17-8, Il Messagero leading Paul Mitchell. And Karch knows where that open spot is, the hole in the donut.
Well, he's played in Team Cup since its inception in 1986, and 4 blockers, 2 defenders. That means that the deep middle is open most times.
And trying to bring it up, a shank pass, and it seems so far that the experimentation by Paul Mitchell with Ludes as the setter and taking Gary Sato out has not worked.
Not a bad idea. Probably a lot of discussion. Would we be better with Ricky Ludes setting or Gary Sato setting? You have to get an answer to that question because you know you've already qualified for the finals. You don't want to have to come up with the answer during the finals under pressure. Not a bad time to experiment.
AJ, oh, got it up was Vulo, but Il Messagero with a very tall team, tough to get down there.
Well, and pretty quick. Vulo showing another part of his very well-rounded game. They're paying the price. Somebody else got to change.
Substitution, Gary Sato is in. He figured out the lineup, and he felt perhaps that, hey, we look a little better if I'm in there. He's in for Pono Ma'a.
Well, and maybe this is the rotation that they want to use, the matchup that they want to use against Il Messagero in the finals.
That serve did not count. They're still wiping off the floor over on the right side. Once again, this is Terraflex surface.
Great to play on as long as it's bone dry. When it gets wet, you might as well be on the forum ice underneath.
So now Sato will serve. His brother Eric Sato is with the national team. They're touring in Japan as we speak. As a matter of fact, they're playing Japan tonight at the Blaisdell Center.
Sister Leanne on the women's team.
That's, of course, in Hawaii. And so the Sato family, I think they recently had an article published in one of the volleyball periodicals. 20-9, the route is on. Vulo and Il Messagero. Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland. Il Messagero taking it to Paul Mitchell as Great Western Team Cup volleyball continues. And there is the director of Forum Tennis and Volleyball, Jeannie Buss, the executive director in the white shirt. And what a great job she has done with this sport. They have a tennis here tomorrow night. I hear it's a sellout for Agassi
and McEnroe.
And McEnroe. And her husband, yes, Steve Timmons, the great one. So it's a match that was made in heaven and in the Forum Club a couple of years ago. As Steve Timmons, Genie Bus. Adam Johnson now serving. Team Paul Mitchell almost out of spray here. They got to get something going.
The can of Moose is empty.
Exactly.
Bone dry.
Ludi's rejected. Pulo, who appears to be a great blocker.
Well, I talked to Karch before Il Messagero arrived, and he said that the Dutch setter, who's 6'9", 6'10", his name escapes me right now, may be a better blocker, but other than that, Pulo's absolutely the best.
Duke blocked. And that, Ludi's runs and gets it. Almost. A lot of running for Paul Mitchell, and when you're running a lot, that means you're not playing very well.
Well, AJ got a late jump on this cover, and then the play went downhill from there.
Just a warm-up for Friday night. Hope you join us wherever you may be. Somewhere on the Prime Network, or if you're in the Los Angeles area, come out and watch the best volleyball players in the world, at least some of them. Certainly the best American players are here, led by Karch Karai and Steve Timmons, number 6 behind him, or in front of him, I should say. As Il Messagero has just taken it to Paul Mitchell, but might be a little different on Friday. Both teams will have their A lineup in there. And Sato, Sato blocked him. Eric Kielo with only 4 kills in the match. But the rout is on, 23-13. And Ludi's waggles one in.
Il Messagero thought that this one was in the barn, so to speak, and is let down, not playing particularly hard. 4 straight points now for Paul Mitchell. A couple more, they're right back in.
You never know on the point per play scoring, Paul. Things can happen very quickly because of the non-side out notion. Could be another point coming up. It will be. Wow, good shot. Great shot by Mombelli.
Greg Buck took a big chance. Mombelli swinging from about 15 feet back. Normally Buck would let that shot go. He had him lined up. I think it squeaked through as a field goal.
That would have been a big momentum builder if Buck had to stuff that one-on-one. I think that's perhaps why he tried it.
Sealed Paul Mitchell's fate.
Sato. And Ludi's now with the opportunity to hit because Gary Sato is in. A little quicker rhythm. And because of the unique format of Paul Mitchell, Sato never has to go into the front line, so he can stay back there and dig.
Well, he's there as an offensive player, but defensively now Ludi's will come to the front row. Gary Sato will spend the entire time in the back row with Adam Johnson.
And Mombelli again thundering one down. He's a pretty good-looking young guy. 25-15 is our score. Game 2. Toyota won the first.
Some confusion in Paul Mitchell's lineup, making that late substitution, trying to figure things out for themselves.
4 is a back row player. Mombelli, he cannot hit, thus the point awarded. That could be a big turnaround point right here. So
that's a huge mistake. In service reception, they run the combination play.
No wonder he was so open.
No
He's not allowed to hit.
About it. Paul Mitchell doing the smart thing and ignoring him, and then picking it up that he was in fact in the back row.
And the Italian coach was trying to figure out what happened on that play. I thought we had it diagnosed perfectly. Nice dig.
Score here.
Could be a big one. Dodd. And Dodd, no touch. Point, Il Messagero.
Mike looking back in the corner to the linesman. But I think that ball was clearly out of bounds over the top of the block.
Big buck. Dunks one down. Only his 3rd kill. That's not enough for Craig. You got to get him the ball more.
No, they didn't. Paul Mitchell did not pass the ball well. He's up high. He's there early. And just feed him the ball, but you have to pass first.
A little network action for you as Dodd serves. Oh, great dig by Sato. Big play. Johnson wails it out of bounds. So just when Paul Mitchell starts to get a little momentum, a termination play goes wide.
Maybe the first time that Bulow's dump has been stopped, and it was not blocked at the net. Great defensive play by Gary Sato. Very alert.
1 point away from the freeze is Il Messagero. Bulow's serve might get him to there right now. Nah. That's a point for Paul Mitchell. Now Mitchell needs to run some points here real quick. Get back into it before Il Messagero can get to 27. It's a 1-game-to-none lead. Karch, did he get a touch? No, he hit it out. So another point. Faint hope for the Paul Mitchell fans.
2 hitters now here for Il Messagero. And Belly in the middle, Karai on the outside. Got to watch for the dump.
That's exactly what I was saying. Bulow, he's just waiting for it. And the point will go to Il Messagero. Karch gets the kill. Number 9 for KK. Duke pumps one through, and that will be the last point in point per play scoring. Now 27-20 at the freeze. Both teams must serve now to score a point. Let's see if Johnson revs up the jumper.
Not going to get a chance. Turning the serving duties over to Gary Sato.
Sato did an interesting thing. He took the ball and threw it over to the ball boy to wipe it off. Now that's something I would never do.
No,
if it's
serve
wet, you
the
gotta
wet
serve
one.
the wet
Serve
one.
the wet one.
Yeah.
Make sure your opposition wipes it off.
Yeah, if you're on defense, you get the other team. Good point. And Sato flopping, can't make it. Montanari with 6 kills. He also has a block. Very balanced scoring for Il Messagero. 9 kills for Karai, 6 for Timmons. Eric Halo has 4. Mombelli with 3. Bulow with 6. So everybody into the act.
Adam Johnson coming right side.
He's just having a tough time tonight. He's passing and it's hurting his rhythm. He's passing it off the net, not perfectly.
Well, 2 of the key players for Paul Mitchell, Dodd and Adam Johnson, who had been so good early in the cup competition, have just been poor tonight, and I don't think Paul Mitchell can overcome it.
28-20 is our score, and we're going to take a short timeout. Stay with us. Can Il Messagero put Paul Mitchell away? We'll find out after this quick timeout. Sunderland, Il Messagero won game 1 easily. Here in game 2, it's 28-20. Il Messagero just 2 points away from wrapping it up. Been a very impressive performance, even with a little different lineup for Il Messagero.
Well, they started out with Gianmarco Venturi setting.
I thought he played very well.
I thought he played extremely well. And Claudio Bulow, the all-world setter, or all-professional league setter, certainly playing in a hitting position, didn't skip a beat. Paul Mitchell just been struggling all night long, not gotten the good passing. Craig Buck not been a factor in the middle through no fault of his own, just not getting the opportunities.
Bulow. And a dig, but nobody there. Dodd. Karch is all over that one. Play action, Sato dish. Oh, what a dig by Karai. And Eric Kielo, a pathetic attempt at keeping it in play. Spectacular dig.
He's a good hitter siding out. Low set to the outside in good rhythm. Kirai just sticking out a right hand, and Eric Kielo not a master at hitting the high set 10 feet off the net.
And exactly what Paul Sunderland told you, the demonstration of the side out, where everything is smooth.
Eric Kielo very good in that situation. He too having a pretty quiet night tonight with only 5 kills, but as far as scoring from the left side, not his real strength.
7-point lead for Il Messagero. The Italian squad touched the net. Number 2.
Ricky Ludi's getting away with one here. He needs some more swinging room. Watch him recoil his hand here. He needs the ball set maybe another 1.5 to 2 feet off the net. The Italian's in the net.
Trying to come back. Team Paul Mitchell. And right in the middle of the defense again. There has been one gaping hole if you can hit the ball over the middle blocker in the middle like Timmons just did, that's a great shot. Giovanni Arricchiello trying to get Il Messaggero its last 2 points. Knuckler going to Karch. And Karch is zipped one by 3 men easily.
Very subtle change of pace by Karch. Didn't really challenge the block, just a half roll.
Okay, we have match point for Il Messaggero. Trying to terminate and go into our championship final as the #1 seed. Dodd, this could be it. Nope, back over. Dodd. Nope, Timmons rejects. So Il Messaggero finishes the 3-match round robin, much to the delight of Daniele Ricci, their coach. And a sweep for Il Messaggero, finishing 3-0 undefeated. Okay, so a night of Team Cup volleyball is over. Don't forget, more Team Cup on Friday night, our championship final. For Paul Sunderland, I'm Chris Marlowe. The Great Western Forum is now officially closed. Good night.